Warhammer creators Games Workshop revealed in a recent earnings report that the company has banned the use of AI in its production and design process. Welcome to Inside Games Daily, the only game news show brave enough to remember the cybernetic revolt of the 26th millennium.
That's right. That's why everything's a floating skull these days. We got to keep with the safe tech. So this is all fun. IGN reported these comments from Games Workshop CEO Kevin Roundtree, in which he said pretty much everything we wish we could hear from every other company on the planet right now.
Yeah, man. Roundtree described, quote, a very cautious approach to AI, specifying that, quote, we do not allow AI-generated content or AI to be used in our design processes or its unauthorized use outside of GW, Games Workshop, including in any of our competitions.
All right. Yeah, he did admit that a few senior managers are experimenting with AI, but, quote, none are that excited about it yet.
All right. Is that a smile we see on your face right over there? I think it is. Just wait, because it gets better.
Yeah, what is this feeling? What is this? I don't know what this is anymore. Roundtree went on to highlight the company's investment in human beings, saying that they've spent the reporting period, basically the last half year, quote, hiring more creatives in multiple disciplines from concepting and art to writing and sculpting. Talented and passionate individuals that make Warhammer the rich, evocative IP that our hobbyists and we all love.
Just to be explicit, Games Workshop doesn't produce any Warhammer games at its own company.
Yeah, this is Inside Game. We talk about video games here. And for Warhammer video games, you know, those are projects that Games Workshop licenses out to other publishers and developers. So it's not necessarily a guarantee that Games Workshop's no AI policy would extend to all of those video games and products as well.
That's correct. Game developers have been far more receptive to AI, as we have reported many times on this show.
Yeah, and in that, I think you can see a bit of a difference in the way that these businesses operate and maybe what they have to gain from AI. Because, yeah, game developers almost can't afford not to, is what it seems like.
Electronic Arts CEO claimed that AI was, quote, I can't even say it without laughing, the very core of our business, during their annual Investor Day event in September of 2024.
The CEO for Shift Up, the developers behind Stellar Blade and Nikke Goddess of Victory, said that AI was a competitive necessity when developers in the United States or China can have thousands of developers on an individual project.
Community Backlash recently led the CEO for Baldur's Gate 3 developers, Larian Games, to recant their decision to use AI in the concept art process for the next game, Divinity.
Yeah, so it's all over the place, and more often than not, it seems like in the game scene, people are shocked to discover that it's already here. It's already landed. Well, aside from the AI issue, the financial results at large for Games Workshop are just full of good news all over the place.
Well, that's good to hear. Games Workshop reports a record half-year performance for the 26-week period ending November 30th, 2025. The company earned £126 million in profit during this period, compared to $98 million over the same period in 2024.
Yeah. They opened the results with a bold statement of corporate strategy. Again, more words to just gloss up the situation a little bit. Apparently, their strategy is, quote, to make the best fantasy miniatures in the world, to engage and inspire our customers, and to sell our products globally at a profit. We intend to do this forever. Our decisions are focused on long-term success, not short-term gains.
Boy, I like to hear that. That's real good.
All right.
Companies do not say that. I mean, almost ever. So that's really good.
This is our business. We want to be the best at it we can, and we're going to do this as long as we possibly can. That's the last part. It kind of chokes me up a little bit. Any company with any sense of permanence or culture, I don't know. It's amazing.
That's beautiful. They specifically mentioned tariff impact in the results as well, saying that they've lost £6 million to the United States tariffs. And Lawrence, it went straight to my pocket, let me tell you.
That's right. Those checks. We're going to get them any. Apparently, you already got yours. I guess it's just taking a while for the checks to make their way west. So I'm sure mine's in the mail, or I'll just check tomorrow. It'll be fine. Games Workshop, they in mentioning the impact of this, they say that cost has been offset by efficiencies. I usually hate seeing that word in a business report. But also by raising the prices of their goods by 3.5%. Shocker. Yeah.
I never would have guessed that that's what happens when you put a tariff on something. The consumers pay for it. Anyways, some little fun lore here from the Warhammer 40k universe. Computers are outlawed in that universe because of a thinking machine revolt, which ended the age of technology and began the age of strife.
It's long before the Imperium. I don't know. I remember hearing that little lore bit somewhere. So I did a little rustling around on Wiki, or Warhammer 40k wikis, which is a great way to spend any time researching a script. I'll say that. But I just think it's cute that, Games Workshop, who invented all this stuff, and in their own narrative, AI became a multi-millennium threat that almost eradicated all life in the universe. And now the company is being a little cautious when it comes to letting machines do the thinking for them.
I mean, we've all seen Terminator 2, Lawrence. We know what happens. I don't understand why we're letting it in. And more specifically, not about jokes, but instead about the actual story. It's great to hear at least one company say they're not going to use AI at all. I'm sure, this isn't something I was just thinking about when I was reading this story. That me personally, I tested AI, it was like 2 years ago. ChatGPT popped up and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try ChatGPT for a YouTube title. Let's see what it'll give me for a title. It was trash. It was garbage. I kept trying. I tried for 20 minutes and I was like, I could just fucking do this on my own. What am I even doing? Now, I'm sure all you AI chads out there are saying the same thing. Oh, it's gotten better, Bruce. It's gotten better. I don't give a fuck. I don't use AI at all anymore. I never did, to be perfectly honest. But I am now specifically avoiding it because as a creative, as somebody who makes creative things for consumption, I would rather do it with my humanity. And I know a lot of other people are using AI for logistics, and I'm not against that at all. But the creative side of me is absolutely not using any for what I do.
Yeah, I understand. The thought has occurred to me, when I'm struggling with how to word something or copying and pasting a quote or whatever. I could just have ChatGPT do all that, but there's plenty of sources on the internet that already do that when it comes to games, media, or media in general. So I'd be a fool to think that with the way that we do things, we could outproduce that. Also, I don't necessarily want to think about this purely as a product. Without the humanity, without the creative aspect, what's even the point? I mean, making money, sure, but if I wanted to make money, I would not be spending my time doing this. I'll say that. So to me, it's a bit odd. Yeah, to get back to what you said from the creative and the human side of it, that people are willing to invite the thing that nullifies the whole point into the process of creation. And yeah, it is, well, the motivation is interesting because, yeah, going back to Terminator, the machines took over by shooting everyone, stomping people, suppressing. These machines are taking over just by promising people a paycheck. And it turns out you can get people to agree to virtually anything if you say that you'll give them a $2,000 refund check and then forget about it a few weeks later.
Boy, that's a really good point. Didn't even think of it that way, Lawrence. Very, very smart. Also, I want to address the comments a lot because we reported on AI a lot in the last 3-4 months, especially where companies are getting shit on because they're using AI. And I see a lot of other people in our comments saying it's inevitable. People are already using it. It's here to stay forever and ever and ever. And I don't agree with that. I think that it will be integrated into specific aspects of our life, much like a Google search or something like that. But I don't think it's inevitable for every single thing, creative or otherwise. And I do think that a pushback is absolutely necessary. So I'm glad to see it. And I would continue to encourage you to push back on things like that if it's in the creative aspects of AI. Again, logistics don't bother me at all. If you're having to put together a report with a bunch of numbers and AI could crunch it for you, fantastic, terrific. But when it comes to doing creative things like art is for everybody. That's the whole point. That's what we do as humans. We make art, and that's kind of what makes us unique. So AI, it's not a human.
Yeah. It treats art as a product, which in the game space and entertainment, it's often seen that way and discussed as that way. But you still got to attract people's attention, and that hopefully will always reside in that inexplicable, machine can't understand it layer of art, where yes, there's got to be something that sparks people's imagination, joy, fun. And it's nice to see that for a company like Games Workshop, they're experiencing the financial benefit of that so far. I think it's a bit early to draw harsh conclusions, but yes, unfortunately, that's where I think the real test is going to be. If people celebrate volume over quality, or if they can't discern the difference, we'll see. I wish I had the utmost faith in the human race in that regard. It's been shook. It's been shaken up a little bit. So this is yet another test that I hope the human race doesn't fail.
One last thing. I said this before. I'm going to say it again. We got a bunch of billionaires and trillionaires saying that AI is the future and it's going to save them a lot of money. That's bad. That's a bad thing that billionaires and trillionaires are saying that, because it's going to make them richer. It's not going to make you richer. It's going to make them richer. I promise you it's bad. Don't be a bootlicker.
I agree. Yeah. You stand to gain very little, almost nothing. But hey, like I said, money can do a lot in this world. Speaking of, thank you very much for watching our show here, Inside Games Daily. We make this show with pure human work. You know, it's that elbow grease. We aim to keep it that way. So it's, I don't think it's an overstatement to say that by watching this show, you are saving the human race every day. So thank you for doing that. Nice job. We'd like to shout out some folks that went a step further for all of humanity and decided to support us directly via Patreon. So thank you very, very much, John Warren Gallardi, Jack Willis, Cesar Mendez, Dreamweaver, and got a new patron here, Suck That Fart. Great name. And yes, you too can make us say whatever you want by joining the Patreon. It's also got free memes. You don't have to pay money. All of our content is posted there for free. Free meme for you every day, so check it out. And thank you very much for spending your time with us on Inside Games.